Alright guys, thank you all for joining. This is the Appsville session 2021. So I'm really excited about it. I'm super excited about what we're going to cover today and walk you kind of through some of those aspects. So thanks everyone for joining. I'm going to flip it over, and what I want to do is talk through some of the big project management items that are out there today. So let's share my screen there. Okay, so today is 9/20/21, 9 o'clock Pacific time. So one of the questions or things I want to cover was, where do you think PMI is going, and what do you guys think about them taking out the knowledge areas? My gut opinion is that's going to be a huge problem. That's going to be a really big problem, because I think the scenario is that when we lose that knowledge of initiation, planning, executing, monitor, control, and all the way to closing, when we lose that, we're going to lose a lot of credibility in how we execute and manage our projects. So I think that's a huge problem and a huge scenario. So, and then they're also thinking about pushing the knowledge areas and putting the knowledge areas in the appendix as well as the process groups. I think that's a huge problem. I think, they're catering too much towards software. And, I'm in medical, there's manufacturing, there's construction, there's other areas where we haven't just nailed Agile yet. And with PMI shifting to that Agile, I think we're going to have huge problems. I think there's just going to be a tremendous amount of problems when we think about that whole, so what do we do about communications? What do we do about scope and risk and knowledge, and the various knowledge areas? Right? And so I think that's going to be a problem. I think maybe the first couple of years, it won't be a problem. But the longer that we get away from that basics and that DNA of how we execute projects, I think that's going to be a huge problem, as we don't see that good knowledge area stuff. Now, can the PMBOK need changes, and can PMBOK have changes? For sure it could, right? There's clearly lots of, there's a lot in that book, right? And so I've got my copy here. I use it and build it all the time, and go through it all the time. I love it, but it actually has areas that can be improved, right? One of the things, and I've been going through it a lot recently, is everything's got to have a plan, right? So when you go through scope management, risk management, they start everything off with a plan. And so that's fine, but the scenario with that is that people aren't building those plans. So a great example, a project management plan, right? Which I think is an amazing document, but what's happening is so many project managers have so many projects that they're associated to stop and for them to build all these plans and then compile them into a project management plan, that's just not going to happen. And so really the scenario is that we need to think of another alternative, but we don't take away all of these things. So their alternative, and we haven't seen it yet, so we don't know exactly, but PMI's alternative is take away all these plans, take away these knowledge areas. And I think there was a smarter balance that we could do, but again, we don't know, and we don't know what that's going to look like. So the other question I have, and is sitting there, is, do we need to be all heading towards Agile? So does every industry have to head towards Agile? And do we need Agile from the flexibility and we need to pivot and we need to change? Or do we need Agile as we need to run Kanban boards, and we need to run Agile teams and Scrum Masters and product owners? Right? So there's always that confusion. There's always that out there. And I just, want to step back, being out of software for a while now. We're still in IT, but we're not in software. And so when you think about that, there is other components like our healthcare projects, right? We're not going to use Agile. We have it in our dashboarding, our reporting, but generally we don't have Agile teams and Scrum teams, and we don't run that way. So does everything have to head to Agile? Do we really have to pivot and everyone turn? Does manufacturing, when you're putting steel through the manufacturing pipe, when we're building planes or building cars, is that going to go Agile as well? So I love Agile. I was at Microsoft for many years. We did Agile all the time. I actually helped build Agile within MSIT. So it's not like I'm foreign to Agile. It's not like I hate Agile. What I think, though, is we're jumping too quickly to that, and we need to balance that. So I think that's a really, really important component. The other component I wanted to talk about, and really asking and open it up for questions, is what are your project management pain points? So where are you struggling? What are some of the struggle areas that you're having from a project management perspective? Because what I'm seeing is there's a lot of, hey, I got to pivot from one project to another. I'm on multiple projects. How do I pivot? How do I shift? Right, I'm seeing a lot of that as well. And so the question is how do we solve some of those pain points? What are some of the best practices? What are some of the things we can do? And I invite you guys to open those questions so we can have that good and that open dialogue, if that makes sense. Yeah. The other question I find is really interesting is where do you guys go for your project information? Are you going to Google? Are you going to YouTube? Are you going to projectmanagement.com? Are you going to your favorite author's website? Like, where do you guys go? LinkedIn? Where do you go to get your project management information? Because that seems to be a little bit all over the board, and there doesn't seem to be some solid places where I can go here and get the information. I can go here, right? And so there's a little bit of that, and I want to make sure that you guys have the resources, you have the tools, and you have that ability to really execute your projects, in the best manner possible. So if you think about, does your PMO provide you templates? You have to go buy templates. You have to go, find them online. And when you do find them online, does that really work that well? Right? Of the templates that they're offering up, is that applicable to your project? And so I just, wanted to ask about that and kind of wanted to get a feel for where you're at, what people are doing from project information, and where are they going. The other question I had was around participate in discussion forums. So do you guys go and use projectmanagement.com as a discussion forum? Is that a place that you guys go to? Do you look to that to be the #1 resource site? And so is that really a place that you're going to head to and go to for your project? So I just wanted to see if that was something that you guys use as well. So again, just really wanted to kind of drive some of the questions and really understand where you're at. One of the announcements and one of the things I'm super, super excited about today is talking to you about a brand new set of training. I'm just going to get over there real quick. Brand new set of training that I'm offering and that I'm going to offer it's called the Project Management Communication Tools Advanced Project Management class. So I'm really, really excited about this. Basically, I've developed a series of classes. It talks about who should take the course objectives. We're still working exactly, should it be 20 hours, should it be 25 hours, so it's going to be quite an extensive course. It's all going to be online. We're going to do it all through online here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to really walk you through, and I just wanted to show you some of the course contents. So what I've done is I've built a series of project management trainings, advanced trainings. So using all my books, my 4 books, and I've combined these into the courses. I've got really project cases, so we're going to go through and we're going to say, here's the project, and then we're going to execute through risk management or issue management or cost management, and then we're going to have examples, and we're going to have homework. So I'm building all this up now. I'm really, really excited about it because I'm really, there's a lot of PMP training out there, and there's a lot of people that want to get their PMP, and I think that's awesome. But really, though, once you have your PMP, which is awesome, and I have it and had it for 20 years, it doesn't actually help you manage a project. It gives you the foundation, it gives you the language. Every manager in the world wants a person to have their PMP, totally get that, but it actually doesn't give you the, I can now execute projects. So what I'm doing is I'm building out advanced classes to actually help you build and run these classes. So when you get tackling risks and issues, here are the concepts, here are the core concepts, here's what I expect as a hiring manager, and I am still working in the field. And so when I look for people who are around time management, cost management, here are the exercises, right? Here's your project, here are the exercises, here's your homework, and really expecting people to go in there and really dive into each of these classes. We're going to talk about integration, quality, and all this material is done. That's the other cool thing. Well, almost done, but it's getting very, very close. So Communications 2.0, how to do project recovery, organizational change management, how to transition from waterfall to agile. So this is the list of projects and the list of classes that we have, and I'm really, really excited about it because I think you guys are going to really like that tactical, that next step into how to drive and how to execute your project, okay? So what I wanted to do now was really kind of show you what one of those looks like. So I'll just take a risk, right? So here's the risk management. I'm just going to show you the PowerPoint. Of course, you know, everything's PowerPoint. And but what we're going to do is we're going to have, and this one doesn't have it just yet, I'm trying to put the final touches. We're going to have, here's our project, here's our exercises, here's our reading, right? And we go deep, and these are the things that we expect you to follow. Right, so a lot of these presentations, we've seen a lot of these before, but when I'm saying go create a risk log, what are all the possible risk events based on that project type, it makes it very, very real, and it makes it very, very exciting. So I'm really excited about that, and really excited about, you know, kind of where we're heading. And as you can see, there are, you know, there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, you know, there's like 20 classes here, and I've got a lot of that material done. So I'm really excited about this. I'm working on stakeholder mail, so I'm really excited about this. I think this is going to be awesome. It's going to take you guys all to the next level. Is it going to be free? No, I'm not doing it for free. But there'll be a balance of free and paid. But no, these are not free classes. These are 30 years worth of basically my experience and my background into how you execute a project. So no, it's not free in any way, shape, or form, but it will be reasonable, and it'll be something that you can afford because there's a lot of them. And I want to give you that end-to-end experience, and especially if PMI is going away from doing process groups and knowledge areas, then I think someone's got to provide that training and someone's got to provide that feedback. So I'm really, really excited about this. I just wanted to share that briefly. It is called basically Project Management Communication Tools Advanced project management classes. So multiple classes, you can take them in order, you can take them in bits and pieces. Everyone will have project, everyone will have a reading, everyone will have exercises. So I'm super, super excited about that. So I just wanted to share that. So I'm going to come back online. Is there any questions? Is there anything that you guys want to cover? Do you guys, is there particular areas, or there areas that you're stuck with? So just kind of, I wanted to just open it up and see where you guys are at and what kind of things that you guys wanted to cover. Yeah, I think there's a lot of change and a lot of things going on. I know a lot of people are super, super busy. So I just really wanted to kind of get that out there and make sure you guys are tracking and understanding and letting you know some of the new offerings and some of the new things coming. I'm going to leave now. I want to thank everyone. I appreciate that, and I will talk to you all soon.